Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. It's great to be here with you. And welcome to my Sun Sign Love series, which for new and returning viewers, I welcome you back. I greatly appreciate your support, and I'm always going to let you know that it will never, ever be taken for granted, and it'll always be greatly appreciated. And new potential subscribers, welcome, of course. I am actually doing the sun sign readings, and what I've been doing is kind of just going around the astrology wheel. So I did it the first time for the beginning of July, and now we're going to do it for the mid-month readings, and we are actually on Leo. So I start with the one that I know I'm doing, and then I actually did the tossing of the dice for the second sun sign because I've had a few duplicates that have been happening just for time saving sake. And today we have the two sun sign connections that are Leo and Aquarius. So I thought, okay, perfect. First of all, they are polar opposites. And as I've mentioned before, in my life history of study and so forth with astrology and the combinations and, you know, the never-ending learning process that I am doing, polar opposites can be very, very strong companions, friends, and love connections. So let's get on with the show here, shall we? Speaking of show, I will describe just a little bit about each sun sign. I've done some introductions earlier in the month. Of course, you can always check that, and then you can fast forward if you've heard it and you thought, nope, don't want to hear that again. Feel free to do so. I will end up with the Tarot and Oracle reading as well under 4 major categories, and then the messages that need to come through for you for today, July 17th, 2020, and onward for the rest of the month. Anytime you watch it is perfectly understandable. I will continue on, and then I'm going to be reading specific combinations because I've been getting requests to do so. Please feel free to do that for me. I'm just kind of thinking of a way to do it that with so many opportunities and options, I should say, to keep it kind of streamlined. However, yeah, I'm more than happy to do whatever specific combination you have in mind, as there are, like I said, so many different variables. So we'll start with a little description about Leo. Well, Leo, it's almost synchronistically perfect, but your sun season is next week, starting on the 22nd. So we have your birthday coming up. Happy pre-birthday to you, and you are a fire sign. And you are ruled by the sun, which is the brightest star in our universe that we can see. And like our sun sign, which is what I'm reading about, it's strictly the sun sign. It is very, very strong and powerful and bright, and it illuminates our egos, our soul. Well, no, actually the moon is more of a soul, but it definitely brings that energy like no other planet, okay? It definitely relates to ourselves, our desires, our interests, our passions, how we want to be seen, heard, and that's everything about a Leo, because they want all of that. You are leaders, you are fire because you are a fire sign, which is very appropriate for the sun and the fire that it represents. The warmth, the compassion, passion in general, very unmatched, other than the other two brother-sister fire signs, which are Sagittarius and Aries. The Leo is just, I mean, you know a Leo when you see one. I had an older brother and a younger brother, 2 years older, 2 years younger, both Leos. So I'm very familiar with their energy, and the older one was a world-renowned close-up magician. And boy, he was the epitome of a Leo. He was bigger than life. He studied for years, and he became one of the best in his field and writing books and magic tricks, and he grew a huge, fan base, and he can be seen still. He's Daryl the Magician's magician. And yeah, he is dearly missed. He had a very untimely death in 2017, but he was just this bright, actor, if you will, because when you're in magic, you know, yes, he worked hard, and close-up is one of the most intricate, you know, real magicians type of magic, where it's not just a trick that you study, which he did that too. But yeah, he was larger than life. He was absolutely the king of his trade. He loved the attention. Leos love attention. They are known as the sign that loves pleasure, and their creativity is just astounding in anything they do. And then the younger brother, who's still living, is an actor and has been all his life. And he loves center stage. He loves the artistic flair that he has. He loves the notoriety. He is excellent at what he does, and he works hard, and he definitely has that magnetism to him where people appreciate that confidence and that courage that Leos have. You know, they're the king of the forest, right? And yet when you hear that roar, and you do hear that lion roar, the fire in them, you're going to want to hope it's because they're happy. You don't want that other part. I mean, they have a temper. There is that side that they have to. They basically have to. You know, any fire sign has this energy in them, and if it's not, they're not feeling good, or they're hungry. God forbid they're hungry. You know, female or male, either way, either gender. They're not the most pleasant, okay? But you get to understand that, and you can kind of appease them or keep your distance, because when that fiery temper goes, it just like flashes, and it just like it's out there. And they speak their truth, and they're not going to hold back about it, and then it's over. So yeah, it's you know, it's just one of their things. It's just they have to literally release that tension. I always recommend that fire signs in particular take up some kind of a physical activity that can help to release that tension and not get it built up, particularly in these times. So about your birthday again, I mean, I know that every sign since February has had a very unique and unusual birthday they will never forget. But the good news is you're here, and you're experiencing this like all of us. And there is a reason for that. And we will get through it. And I know that you believe that, Leo. I know that you feel that, because you are optimistic. You know, you definitely want to thrive in your life. And you absolutely love your love relationships. Now, I think that Leos get a bad rap sometimes. I feel like they're extremely loyal in their relationships. However, if they lose interest, which happens in life depending on what cycle you're in and you know what's going on, they'll be gone rather quickly. Sometimes you don't necessarily know all the reasons why, but when you are their center of attention, it all energy, all light, all, you know, sun force is on you. They will pamper you and spoil you. They absolutely want recognition for that, though. They definitely want to be, you know, their mane wants to be stroked. So yes, it's important that you give them positive feedback on a regular basis. They definitely, well, the part of the body that Leos rule is the heart. So once again, their heart is huge, and they have enough room to love many things and many people, but they definitely are very, very devoted when it comes to that one shiny object at that time, which can last a lifetime. So don't let me put a connotation on it that it's you know, short-lived and they're on to the next. No, that has to be worked out between the couples, and there's variables on that I'm not going to go into. But yeah, they definitely love their love relationships. It means I feel like they are the most happy when they are in love relationships, and relationships of all kind. They love good friends, they love being social, they are dignified, and they are proud, as I said. They absolutely will stand up and cater to their friends to the bitter end, where that loyalty comes in. So they are a fixed sign. They're kind of stubborn about stuff. I mean, sometimes it's their way or the highway, you know. Now, depending on what other planets they have, or elements in their chart, it's rare to have a Leo that's all Leo. It just doesn't exist. They may have several planets that are Leo, making that specific characteristics very, very prominent. But they can be softened. The one brother, my older brother I mentioned, Daryl, he had a Cancer moon. So yes, he was all the things I mentioned, but then this sensitivity in him and this intuitive aspect to him was very noticeable, and just a marshmallow, really, So yeah, just very fun, active. They like to keep active, boy. Ruled by the sun, masculine, definitely masculine duality. You got that, whoa, I am the king of the forest type of thing. In both female and males, there's always that duality in all of us. Yeah, and also, like I mentioned, as a feature that I like to always, and I've always noted, this is one of the most fascinating things to me. When you study for a long time things, you're just like, okay, what's next? What else can I learn? There's so much to learn about everybody and every aspect of each sign. And the noticeable trait physically is their mane, which is their hair. So many times I've seen people and just met them and had to ask, I said, are you a Leo? And they said, no. And I go, you must have a planet in Leo, because their manes and their head of hair is very distinguishable. Similar to Libras. Every Libra I've ever known, whether it's seen or not, it could be on their knee, have dimples. And my son's girlfriend has these beautiful dimples, and I met her, and she's an Aries, and I said, you have to have Libra in your chart, because they are just like Shirley Temple, basically, if you remember her. I'm aging myself. And sure enough, I did her chart, and, Libra rising. So the rising and the moon and all that is very relevant to who you are as well. But we're doing sun today. And so that's the Leo. Expressive, giving, larger than life, extremely extravagant at times. They very generous and passionate. So many women, men, and other signs are very attracted to that, because that's what you want in a love connection and a good friendship. And, a sibling like myself, I felt very close to the two Leos. So anyway, then we go on to Aquarius. This is interesting because, like I said, they are polar opposites, and you can know that in what I'm going to describe. But it works, and I've known many couples who are very happy who are Aquarius and Leo combinations. The Aquarius is the water, I said that before, it's interesting. It's an air element, and it is about definitely communication, which is what the main trait I would say for all air signs, because you've got the three of each sign, each element. So there's definitely communication that's important. There's thought and cerebral necessity for Aquarians. They want to learn. They want to expand their knowledge. They want to work with large groups of people, and they want to cure the world. And I mean, they're known for their friendliness and their social aspect, and they're gregarious that way. And you're always going to see them in charge of, usually their work, formulating groups. They're the water barrier as far as Tarot goes. So that's the humanitarian part of them, where they want to feed and to nourish all of life. They're very, very forward thinking, inventive, creative, friendly, detached. They can be definitely detached. That's a known thing for the air signs. Whereas they want to give and do so much for the world, in their own relationships, they can have that kind of cold attachment with them. It's just because they're thinking things through. They don't necessarily have that emotional part to them. But once again, they could have a lot of the water in their chart, or the fire that kind of gets them that ambition going, as I mentioned with the Leo, and the passion. But they're definitely, when an Aquarian loves somebody, as I mentioned in another, video, I mean, when they have their sights set on something, they're going to achieve it, number one, and they're going to be excellent at it, and that includes their relationships. So when they're with a Leo, they're going to put everything they can into that Leo. Now that detachment will still be there, and the Leo will need to understand that and accept that, but that's all part of the beauty of relationships, right? Is working with each other, not trying to ever change each other, but working and being flexible and kind of evolving into this beautiful two wholes creating the big whole, right? That perfect holistic relationship that I think we all want and strive for. And once again, the Aquarian is a fixed sign, so there's that commonality. The water sign Aquarian is a masculine as well. So they're both kind of really just versus the feminine, I should say. The feminine, to me, I'm trying to think of the best word for the masculine versus feminine, but I think we all know what that is in ourselves. It can be one that's more maybe thought as opposed to heart, whereas the feminine duality in all of us is more of receptive energy. It's more of the giving, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's something that we have the 6 astrological signs that are considered masculine and the 6 that are feminine, and both Aquarian and Leo are masculine. So Aquarian is ruled by Uranus. So Uranus is the planet of change and invention and unexpected, novel ideas and forward kind of changes, and definitely science oriented, and futuristic. Technology comes to mind right away with things that can be changed and evolving, which has happened, and many times under the influences of the planets in Aquarian, like the web, which we called it, but the internet. And there's a lot of talk of this coming year with Aquarians being the predominant, with Jupiter in your sign like it was in Capricorn this year. Every 12 years it changes, and that's all about expansion and growth. When it's in Aquarius, as well as Saturn will be there, Pluto, all the big heavy-duty planets that really transform our lives and the world. When it's in Aquarian, boy, you're going to have these phenomenal earth and world changes that are going to be just really important, because predominantly they're going to be about truth and about fairness and about equality. And once again, ideas and things we don't even know about yet. Like when we didn't ever have our cell phones, and now it's just hugely a part of it. Also during a time of a lot of Aquarian influence, but I digress. The point is, there's this beautiful kind of new and fun and exciting novel and individualism to an Aquarius that really perks the appetite of Leos, I think. And as long as they're not taking center stage, which, I can see very easily happening. And a lot of Aquarians are kind of set in the background. They're making huge strides and changes in life, but they don't need to be center stage a lot of times. That's not important. They just want to make sure that they are making a difference, whether it's through a book or some creation that they can reach the world and make a change for the better. They're perfectly happy. And the sexual attraction between the two of these would be extremely good, and physical appearances, I would say. There's definitely that attraction between the two. They both want fun. They both want, happiness. They want joy, and they want laughter. And I think they can learn a great deal from each other. And I think that's it. I mean, I just see this a lot. I really do. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the love connection, like as in a specific marriage that you're involved in now or something. This is a friendship that will last for years and years to come. And you'll always have conversations. You'll always kind of want to perk each other's minds, kind of continue to learn and expand about the world together, but also about each other. And that's a beautiful thing, because we're always evolving and changing. So let me read to you your specific energies and messages that look really amazing, by the way. So stick around for that. But do let me read you your foundation card, which is really important. This is basically the catalyst that led you to this reading up until this point. And you have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so you know what? There's been a lot of confliction, and this is perfectly understandable. Excuse me, I'm looking for my glasses. Bear with me one moment. Interesting. So there has been a lot of, when it's the swords, it is the air sign. So this is kind of the energy of the Aquarian as well coming through. Seven of Swords is feeling kind of really conflicted. There's been some challenges in communication. There's been letdowns. There has been, conflict. I mean, let's be real about it. In the world at large, if you're listening to a lot, and I'm hoping you're not at this point, that you're really fine-tuning what you listen to, just for the sake of your energy and the ability to kind of keep a peaceful, flowing kind of, balanced energy, which is not going to happen when you're hearing all sorts of things going on, which is what's been going on to this point. And with the new moon in Cancer on the 20th, and the residing energies that will continue on, yes, from the 3 eclipses that were very powerful, the messages and the stories that will unfold and continue to, they're changing that dynamic of questioning and confliction. It's all about your own honest, truthful belief system coming through. You've had time to sort out what you believe is right and wrong. You're leaving behind the unnecessary conversations, the literal, just, I would say, gossip, just for lack of a better way to describe it. You're really sorting through it, and you're taking with you what you believe to be truth. And it's so important that you yourself do, and you two as a couple. And believe me, you two have been going back and forth about this. You really, really are very interested in changing things and making things right for yourselves, but for the world, like I said. It's really time. And we've been seeing that literally in the real world anyway. So that's been your foundation. You're looking back and saying, I don't need that anymore. I'm not convinced. I'm not believing that. This is my truth. And moving forward with conviction and, just feeling more positive. And the first card you have for the overall energy for today, the 17th, like I said, and whenever you read it for the remainder of the month, which is mid-month on now, is the 10 of Wands. So there's been a lot of action and a lot of burdens, and I think a lot of responsibilities happening for the two of you. This is the fire sign, so maybe predominantly the Leo is feeling this right now. Just trying to make things work, trying to keep order. You may have a lot more people around you in your life, in your home, trying to figure out, the best methodology to make things right and work and organized. And it's been a burden, but the good news is the 10 represents the new cycle. So once again, with the transformation of the eclipses, with the new moon, the full moons, all of them, and your birthday month coming, time to just celebrate you, Leo. It's changing. You're going to start putting down some of those responsibilities. You don't have to take it all on. And I know you believe that because you want to be in charge. You take pride in that and you're happy to do so. But when it comes to you and your well-being, you need to really, really take care of yourself, because that extra added energy and stress is not going to be to your betterment. So feel at peace with that. Take a vacation, whatever you need to do together. Give yourself a break, okay? You totally deserve it. And there'll be obviously new things coming into play. I think you realize that and you're feeling that as things open up. New opportunities are coming in, particularly around your birthday. Put that out there, especially with the new moon. I'm lighting this candle for everybody. Write down your intentions, but delegate to others, okay? You can do that. The new moon is the 20th. By the next full moon, this new transformation, this new cycle is going to be full underway. And August just brings in the reaping of these rewards and things that you've been working for and we've all been waiting for. So I like that a lot. And just know that those burdens can be laid down now for the two of you. And it's so perfect because the next category is under the category of blessings or obstacles, and you have the Six of Wands. And it just basically says you put down the things you don't want. You're going to get help. You're victorious. This is the main word that comes with this beautiful, beautiful card. And it's not from lack of effort. You have put a lot of effort into whatever it is you're doing or thinking, whatever artistic endeavor you've been doing. You've been fine-tuning it and, polishing it up, making it nice and shiny and bright like the Leo loves. And the two of you are working as a team. And this is about outside help and, community and, yeah, taking the burden off of you, okay? And it's about time. You don't need to take it all on. And this is exactly what this is saying to you. You're victorious and you've worked hard, but let's enjoy a little more leisure in the process and take time to celebrate your successes. Okay, so this is absolutely beautiful. It is a blessing. I would say the only burden is that maybe the people you want to show up maybe for a birthday celebration are still not able to do it this year. I do see some kind of perhaps gathering, and that makes sense for your birthdays. But you know that they're in your heart. Know that you check your, social media because you'll be getting a lot of recognition. And you got your sweetheart there because Aquarian just loves to dote and take care of, and they're super creative as well, and they'll make a party like none other. And so that's beautiful. That's celebration. It's a long time coming for a lot of us. And you need it. You need to be active. You need to be happy. You guys need to be, doing your thing and spreading your love and your passion and that's what this is saying for you. And if that's not good enough, oh my gosh, what a gorgeous reading. Wow. You have the category of love and you have the star, and it's the major arcana. It's kind of self-explanatory, but it's actually more divinely guided too. This is your deepest wishes, your deepest dreams and desires in your relationship. Where are you going? What do you want to see happening today and then onward? What have you both been dreaming about together? Where do you want to go together? Where do you want to spend time and quality time, and just take those deep, beautiful breaths and experience life, nature, your loving connection. You can create whatever you want in your relationship at any time, no matter how long it's been together, how new it is. We just have to believe so strongly, and the power between the two of you and the energies, and once again, the fire and the air in itself, those two elements are so beautiful, and they can create so much. And keep it moving and keep it bright and keep it lively and keep it, keep it growing and expanding. Beautiful, beautiful, loving, romantic, and happy energy for the two of you. Your wish is right there for the two of you, so never let go of that. The next category is under the category of money, and you have the Seven of Cups. Now, the cups represent the element of water. We are in Cancer season right now till next week when it becomes Leo season. We had the new moon eclipse out of the 3 in Cancer, and the Mercury retrograde, for Pete's sakes, in Cancer, which, it affects all of us. Some of us more than others. I think water signs get affected more when it's in a water sign. I feel like we all experience this lethargic kind of setback, stopping, waiting, reviewing, relaxing, regenerating, reevaluating time, which with all the major, there was a huge retrograde season, but when it's in Mercury, we all felt that inability to really communicate well, or find out or have people express to us what's going on with our money. Because I know I've been trying for a long time. I'm laughing because, you laugh or you cry, and I prefer to laugh. It's hard to even describe what's been going on when you try to get information about money. But that's absolutely changing. And I actually got through. I was telling somebody in another video. I still have a waiting period, but I'm just saying to touch and actually connect with somebody was the most beautiful feeling. And you can't give up, and you have to believe that, good things are coming. But you have a lot of options when it comes to money too, and the cups are there for you. You've got a lot of decisions to make around how you're going to utilize that money, because we've all been affected in some way during this pandemic. So I don't know specifically for you, and by the way, a lot of people are not actually affected financially, but they're still thinking strongly about, well, I don't know, what'll happen next. So I'm going to make sure that I'm spending. And you want to spend, you want to keep that currency going, everybody, because this is going to help the economy, it's going to help the world, and there's always going to be enough. There truly is. It will always replenish itself. That's an important message. However, you have choices on what you want to do and how you want to invest and how you want to spend, and it seems like you want to have fun. The cups want to be filled, and you want to have that loving, sensitive, deep conversations and heartfelt, fun times together. So I don't know what, like I said, this is about in the love category, but they kind of go hand in hand. And you'll make that decision, and I really feel a strong pull, regardless of what the card says, about you really taking the time to kind of fulfill some of your dreams as this connection. Because that's been stopped, and now it's time to move it forward. And what better time than in the season of one of your birthdays? So I say go for it. Yeah, and it is the 7. The 7 is about working through difficulty. Sometimes it's self-inflicted confusion. And as it is, you have to make decisions here. You don't want to overthink, which is what an air sign does. So Leo, just make that snap decision for the two of you if possible. Or air sign, just make that right choice, or maybe 2, but not many more, because then it just takes away, it lessens the energy that's there for you, the gifts that are there for you. This is what it's about. These are opportunities and possibilities for your money to grow and to continue on. So you make that decision. You decide on that manifestation, because you all both are totally capable of that. So that is really some beautiful stuff there. And like I said, you're moving away from these conversations and these informational things that have not been accurate and you don't want any part of. You're moving away from too much responsibility, too many irons in the fire, and possibilities, into victorious dreams, dreams fulfilling ideas, and a lot of possibilities and opportunities, and finances are going to be good. They are moving and shaking, and I love it. And it's not because you don't deserve it. We all deserve it. It's not just like, oh, it's coming from nowhere. You have created this. And I don't know how, that's individual for you, but you have absolutely made this happen. And you deserve every bit of it. And you certainly deserve to be happy. So let me pull for you the oracle messages that I love and I love to share, because they bring great insight, positivity, encouragement, and just divine love. We all need that. I love to provide that and to share that with you. That's my main thing, is just to keep it real, but recognize the positivity surrounding us at every moment. Every single moment. So that's the beautiful deck that I have, the Relax deck. It's like a mantra that I like to share with you that you can kind of focus on when you take that time to be still and quiet, which we all need at some point in our day. And I don't know what that is for you, but do allow that to happen. Separate yourself, put on that soft music, take a walk, and just take that time to kind of go within. And I'll read to you what the message says specifically for the two of you. The next being the wisdom of the hidden realms and the beautiful messages within, just for you. And then, yeah, the healing with the angels, Joy and Virtue, and their message. Because they're ever present and they want to help all the time, and they do. In ways that we don't necessarily even realize they're doing, but they're giving us messages, they're giving us love and support. And so your Relax deck card is the garden. The mind is like a garden. It must be tended to prevent overgrowth. Spend a few moments each day pruning the garden of your mind. Remember that with each discarded flower head, you give a new bloom a chance to grow. And with each weed that you pull up, you make room for fresh green grass. Statues in your garden might represent each day's achievements, and a fountain might flow as a symbol of positive energy. It's funny because my brother, the Leo I mentioned, he built his own fountain. I guess he did it through YouTube, but it's gorgeous and it recycles itself. So it's really environmentally, safe. And it's just, the water, the flow, keeping that beautiful flow of life and energy going. And nature alone is just so incredibly healing. So do take that time. It's a beautiful picture. And you have the labyrinth, which would be beautiful to make if you ever had an opportunity. And to walk it and kind of meditate. Walking a labyrinth is a beautiful exercise. But then we go on to the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed, the Sun Dancers, joyful activities, celebration of life, like birthdays, and abundance. Number 32 is a 5 in numerology. It is about change. It is about transformation. It is about working through our challenges. And it's a beautiful picture. It's this beautiful, looks like an angel, but it's a man and woman, and they're embracing because it's all about love and the love connections we have. So the Sun Dancer messages, almost there. As your ally, the Sun Dancers celebrate you now and remind you of the laws of success and praise. Anything you place your attention on will manifest an experience, so the laws are always perfect. This has come up a lot, just so you know. So the laws are always perfect. Expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of magical energy, drawing circumstances to you to create the reality you envision. You got to see it. Great thanks in advance for the grace. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance the victory dance as it's your greatest dreams are realized. And watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the universe. Oh, wow. All things are possible now. Dance the joy of being and celebrate your life and abundance today. And that's all we have is today, this present moment, and then the next, and so on and so on. And then your beautiful divine guidance card from the Healing of the Angels is divine guidance. Basically what it just said, It's there for you. It's definitely wanting to guide you. You can listen and hear little hints and see signs and feel the prompts leading you in the right direction. And you always are in the right direction, believe it or not. But and there's that beautiful, beautiful star, northern star that's always there for you to believe and to follow and to continue with your dreams no matter what. So there it is. I really truly hope that you resonate with this. And if you don't right away, give it some time. These are energies that come, and like anything, like the clouds, they come and they move, but you can feel them and they can be there for you, and you can utilize them to the highest good if you choose to do so. And if you did like this, please subscribe to my channel and like and comment. I want to continually grow, continually connect and love like-minded people and energy and the love that you provide for me. And I want to give it right back to you. So I appreciate you so much, and take extremely good care of yourself. And until next time, happy birthday again. Bye for now.